With us tonight is Robert Smith, and he's a historian who has a small museum in Toledo. It's called the African American Legacy Project, and you also have a website where people can see some of these pictures. It's africanamericanlegacy.org. And how did you get started as a curator of this little museum?
Well, you know, first of all, thank you for having us. But we started out because there was a lack of information that we had easy access to in regards to the African American community. And we thought, oh, wow, wouldn't it be great to begin to assimilate stories? And so we did, and it's been a wonderful journey.
Well, we hear so much about rich African American history in Toledo, and it is sort of hard to research. You know, you hear about the wonderful concerts over the years at Hines Farms, and you hear about the Dorr Street area and what a wonderful, you know, living neighborhood that was, and we see that it's not the same today. And it's wonderful that someone's preserving these memories.
Well, you know, it's been a collective experience. I can tell you, when we walked in 2003 into our home, we had nothing. So everything that we have that we've collected, I like to remind people that it's been the community who's been sharing. So, you know, it's been one great experience sharing with our community.
If you could briefly walk us through some of these pictures you have, because on your website there are wonderful pictures, and we're going to show some of them here. Tell us about who these people are.
Well, you know, in particular, there's a picture of a football player. He's not actually from Toledo, but we're the African American Legacy Project of Northwest Ohio. His name is Stu Williams. Stu was a great football player in Sandusky, then went on to BG, and actually got drafted by the NFL. The reality is that that's not the story. The story is Mr. Williams and his wife, Cora, actually raised 3 children, and then they collectively fostered 40 kids.
40 kids,
and
wow.
So we think that the story is, there's a man and a woman who believed in family, and they demonstrated, and that's what made our community strong.
Oh, that's wonderful. Tell us about another of these pictures, if you would.
Oh, I think one important picture is the Grace Presbyterian Church.
Okay.
Grace Presbyterian Church was at City Park in Woodland, and was the first African-American Presbyterian church in the city, and probably still is the only one. However, what's unique about this church is people always talk about Art Tatum, but Mr. Tatum's parents were founders of that church, and the father actually was the treasurer of the church at that period, so we always like to connect the dots.
Toledo, you know, just a wonderful city with a wonderful history.
Absolutely.
And we've been learning a lot about some of the stories through our own Black History Month features, and we're so excited to have you here. What will people find on your website briefly? Let's remind them, africanamericanlegacy.org. What are they going to see there?
They'll find a little bit of Toledo. They'll find the African American story, but ultimately they'll realize they'll find the American story. We have tabs for upcoming events. We have profiles. We'll be profiling a man named Mr. Prince Spencer, who is a legend, and people really don't know. He danced with a group called the Four Step Brothers. They traveled the world. We'll be bringing his birthday is on October 3rd. We'll be bringing him home on October 23rd. He'll be 93 years old. Exceptional talent, exceptional man. What I like about his story is very simple, that, you know, how could a man in the early 30s dream so large when things weren't as easy or accessible? And I'm just wondering what drove him, and those are the kinds of questions we would love to ask him. So there are a lot of things there. We have a community calendar. Currently there's an interview running of our current mayor, Mike Bell.
Okay, worth checking out?
Yeah, especially for kids, because Mr. Bell talks about growing up in Toledo, and it's great.
Wonderful. Robert Smith, thank you for being with us.
Thank you.
That is tonight's Talk Back.